Hey everyone, welcome to another Friday feature episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. This is a very special Friday feature in that it's going to be a canned episode. That's right, we're getting professional with this shit. We're creating a backlog of sorts, so who the fuck knows when this is actually going to be released. We're excellent hosts because we definitely let our guests know about that. Our guest this week, of course, is Leah Triss. How's it going?
Great, thank you so much.
Yes. Somehow conned you to stay with us, I guess, however long it is until this comes out, holding you captive here. It's very weird, but that is why we demanded that the film Room be required viewing before you recorded with us. So joining me as well this week is the regular cast of characters of contestants and contributors, Zach, Bo, and Dennis. How's it going, y'all?
They've had us in here longer, so, you get used to it eventually.
Bo just has not seen the light of day since the first Kanye administration, I believe. There are many things in this world, but I will refuse to let that go from my mind sight. It's going to be like a tree of life style thing for me with that man, I swear to God. Now, this week's episode is going to be a new thing called Power Rankings. Why isn't this going to be a game, Kelton? Why does this seem like your spirit is broken after unforeseen previous events? And to that I say, fuck off, don't ask too many questions. The goal of this is that we are going to be looking at 5 news stories that are from a simpler time that also occurred in this particular week that are just simply weird. Things that probably didn't take social media exactly by storm, but would be worth talking about because it is weird, unique, and I mean, it garners some clicks of some kind, so why not talk about it? We are going to be ranking these on a scale of 1 to 5 and try to figure out what has been the weirdest news story to arrive out of this week. Do we understand more or less what we're doing, y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, well, that is very good because we're going to dive head first into the first story here. That is Mike Tyson has agreed to fight a great white shark as part of Shark Week for Discovery Channel's Tyson versus Jaws Rumble on the Reef. I thought that this was going to be a publicity stunt, kind of like Phelps versus Shark, but no, this fucking boxer is going to actually be punching the Christ out of a great white shark, which is, man, just gotta love what you're doing in the name of science here.
I'm really hoping that this is it's being labeled Tyson versus Jaws, Rumble on the Reef. I hope that he's fighting just the Jaws doll.
The animatronic.
Yeah.
I would much prefer that too, because as a vegan, I am very upset about this. This is animal cruelty.
And cruelty against Mike.
Yeah, this fucking shark doesn't know what's going on. Just getting socked in the fucking face.
See, it's animal cruelty unless the shark wins. You see, we have to consider this as a possibility here.
You know, I've seen plenty of like vegan propaganda of like bullfighters getting impaled by bulls. That is still cruelty, but
yeah, then it's just like fucking washed up boxer cruelty. Like, come on.
I mean, no one's going to play like the racial angle here about Mike Tyson versus the great white shark.
Listen, that would have been a very interesting fucking Rocky movie. Sure.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I mean,
Nose goes.
I think those are the same 10-foot poles that they prod the shark with to get him angry.
I gotta say, this is really weird.
Yeah, again, in terms of weirdness, scale of 1 to 5, where do we want to place it?
I'm going to put this at a solid, 5. Wait,
1 is the weirdest, 5 is the least weird.
All right, this gets a 4 from me then. Yeah, this is 4 because this is fucking epic bacon Chuck Norris shit. Somehow still going on in 2020.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be on Chive TV for the next 3 years.
God. I can't wait for bars to reopen so I can ignore that, but also look at it because I can't talk to my fucking friends because I'm terrible.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 4 on this one.
Okay, fantastic. Leah, Dennis?
I think this is a perfectly rational story. Actually, this story does not seem weird at all to me. It just seems of a different time, I think, which is of course different from weird. It seems very rational 2007 to me, which is 2020's bizarre. So
that's perfect.
I think 2007 was also the date of Tyson's last fight, so you're not that far off.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm gonna go 5.
All right.
I'm in the same camp with Leah. This does seem of a different time. It reminds me very much of that story of them blowing up that beached whale.
Oh my God!
Similar
Yes.
It's similar vein.
I fucking love that story so much because for anyone unaware, basically one guy just kind of wanted to blow up a whale. And he got his opportunity, and then reverse engineered justification from
Is this
there.
John McAfee by any chance?
All right, now we have I'm just going to read the title here. Anti-racist beer pulled from shelves for looking racist. A national beer chain has stopped selling a popular craft beer following complaints that the wrapping around the beer resembles a Ku Klux Klan hood. The name of the beer is Yellow Belly, and what it is that it's, I guess, an IPA or something that has a white bag that it's placed in that has 2 dots in it, and then it has the words Yellow Belly put on it, and then it's twisted at the top. So it literally looks like a Klan hood is the main problem here.
I feel like the problem here is that when all 6 of these are sitting inside of the carrier, inside of this cardboard carrier, all you can see are the 2 eyes sticking out above the cardboard carrier and not Yellow Belly on the bottle. And, you know, if you have like just a very like no picture at all, and it's just Yellow Belly on the outside of the
Make the paper yellow.
Carrier.
Just what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're just emulating a Klan hood. Like, that's all you've done.
Yeah, I mean, I get it that it was probably a cost-saving measure, but rather than, you know, having to print out like a sticker that has like a logo design and everything else that then you slap onto each bottle, that instead you just kind of wrap it in a paper bag that is much cheaper to make. So I probably understand the logistics side of that. I don't understand why you went with 2 eye holes on a white Klan thing, and then you just have Yellow Belly typed so low that Zach is exactly right. All that someone's going to see is you and your 6 little action figure Klan dolls.
I walk out of the liquor store wearing my Columbia fishing shirt and my cowboy boots and my cowboy hat, carrying my Klan beers.
Yeah,
it's not exactly the best look.
It's not great.
I don't really understand why the bag in the first place. I have to be honest. Is there anybody who can explain that to me?
There's a little, literally a fucking sentence in the article here. That's all it gets. Is the beer itself is actually meant to bring attention to the cowardice of racists, according to the beer's brewers, Omni Palo in Sweden and Buxton Brewery in the UK. And that's it. That's all they have.
I was also going to say that there's sometimes wrapping around beers, particularly like IPAs, because they are photosensitive.
Makes sense.
So I mean, like,
there's the possible justification.
It was cheaper to just buy paper and like set it on the middle of the paper and then wrap it around it than it is to pay an artist to do some sort of, I don't know, anti-racist art that you could put on your beer and on the carrier of like a shotgun shooting down Klan members. I don't know. You can do that with beer, right?
And that's why they're Klan members, is that way then you can smash them later.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, I appreciate the message. Like, they're saying like they have it called Yellow Belly and it looks like a guy in a Klan hood because you're a coward. I'm like, I appreciate that message, but yeah, this is a little ham-fisted.
Yeah, it only really
little
makes
little
sense
Swedish
then.
meatball fisted.
What color are the bottles underneath is my one question here with Yellow Belly. You might as well just like create a beer that's called like self-hatred. Why? You'll get it. Just check it out. You'll see after a second here.
Well, yeah, as far as the Clayton Bixby of beer goes, then I'm gonna give this a 5. It's not even weird. It's just it's Europeans being bad at addressing racism. What else is new?
I promise I'm not just copying Bo, but this is also just a 5 for me.
Like at first it was like because I saw West Hartford, Connecticut in the fucking thing, which is just where this happened to be, where the fucking World of Beer store is that was selling this. But once I realized, it was a European fucking brewery making it, this made immediate sense. Yeah.
Brits constantly not understanding American racism.
Yeah, British people will see, fucking 400 years of colonialism and slavery and in just one of their colonies and be like, It's rather stupid, isn't it?
No, you have to pronounce that without teeth, Bo. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
It's the only way to make it
Yeah.
accurately roll off the tongue and out of your mouth.
Oh God! By the way, the beer bottle is a dark brown one, like you would put an ale, like a pale ale in.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Do it.
again, for photosensitive beers, because if you're drinking your very douchey craft beer, as I or others may do, fucking a lot of those are wrapped in like a little plastic thing or canned or just, come on.
As someone who somehow found a way to get like a depressive alcohol episode from just binge eating Jello shots, I have to say I might have to become like a shitty douchebag IPA guy because
That's the dialectic, baby.
I mean, you still have time. You were still young enough.
It's true. I feel like I don't quite have the right aura about me. I need to be just a little bit more sinister in my approach. So what are we feeling like in terms of rankings 1 to 5? Leah, Dennis?
I give this a 4 because I mean, like, I think it's more tone deaf than it is anything else, and actually tone deaf I think is the dominant mode in our culture. So this seems, again, perfectly rational for the times,
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with Leah. That's a very good answer, and that I do feel the same way. It's just like it's tone deaf, it's dumb, and it sounds 2020 dumb.
Yeah, it's just like of course this would fucking happen kind of thing. Like just literally, of course. Thank you, Dennis.
Perfect. So on to the next story here, which is former hockey star Jeremy Rodick sued NBC Sports for wrongful termination earlier this week after he joked on a Barstool Sports podcast about having a threesome between his wife and a woman named Catherine Tappan, who is his co-worker at NBC Sports. The reason this made headlines is because he is claiming NBC fired him for, quote, anti-straight discrimination.
And not because he was basically sexually harassing
Correct.
a coworker?
Exactly. That's what's happening. You know that a very important part of straight culture, demanding a threesome with your coworker that you admit to or that you admit to trying to on a Barstool Sports podcast. Jesus.
That's what the founders had in mind when they wrote the fucking Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually just going to make that point. Is like this is a very tried and true part of being a straight man, as I would know because I am one.
Straight white man.
I am
We
extremely
have to
straight.
add that
I'm extremely
element, too.
straight.
Yeah.
I did say that he was a
Extremely.
former hockey star, so we should know.
I mean, that's just a given then, right? There's like only like 3 black people in all of the NHL ever.
I believe that it's down to 1, Dennis. No joke.
Yeah, there's more Swedes in the NHL.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not looking super great. Woke hockey.
This
front.
podcast is called Spittin' Chicklets.
What? Are you joking me? That's disgusting.
Barstool fucking sucks. Jesus.
Yeah, let's not forget that Barstool did the N-word podcast a couple weeks ago as well. About
God.
No, where
if
like
cancel culture was
it
real.
literally spelled out the N-word on the podcast episode.
And like the title, and it was like, "Oh, these are our black creators, and we've done an alliteration for them as our way of saying, hey, we really support you,
and you belong on the N-word podcast." Jesus. Yep. So it's that same culture. So who would have thought that this guy would get entrapped in this clearly hostile interview where he wasn't just cutting loose trying to impress what I'm going to assume is like knockoff bro Jogan.
This isn't even like some like 25 to 35-year-old hockey player. This is a former professional player who is 50
on
years old.
NBC and got fired from that.
Yeah, talking about like how hot his wife is in a bikini and also how hot his coworker is in a bikini.
Quote, ass and boobs everywhere. It's great. Man, you just again, in terms of weird news, there's nothing that weird about this type of behavior. What does make it weird is falling on this is anti-straight discrimination, which I think is a first.
Yeah.
We didn't think that we would have to see this played out by media figureheads I figured that this is just like a thing that like Ben Shapiro and Nick Fuentes do, right? Ooh, it's anti-straight discrimination. Like, it's a fucking meme, and that's But here it is.
It filtered through from the fucking front runners of intellectual conservative thought to fucking hockey star Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah, it's God, it's
I can't wait for him to join the intellectual dark web.
Oh Jesus! He's a fucking spot on Dave Rubin or something.
Yeah, he's gonna be their jock guy.
It's like the Miles Klee bit about the ass and how leftists like ass but not titties, and also it's like a combination of that and whatever that Congress person is, the KM.
What's his face? The one that's running in Florida.
QAnon, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that QAnon guy. That's like, the more they hate me, the more
the guy who was on Tim Heidecker's podcast or whatever, and he told him what a fucking asshole he is.
God, podcast sucks.
That podcast slaps. All right, I will not have you besmirching any of Tim Heidecker's good works.
That's right. You let him platform fascists, Zach.
Yeah, exactly. Cam, whatever. His
That never
name is.
backfires horribly, and it isn't a toxic, liberal, idiotic baby brain take to think that just dunking on him is actually enacting real pragmatic change. Come on now.
Anyway, I'm going to put this at a 5. It would get extra points if instead of being anti-straight discrimination, he had claimed that this was like anti-polyamory discrimination or something. Like, that would have been the fucking angle. That would have given him the edge. But instead,
anti-hockey discrimination.
That would be higher up, because that's just a bizarre statement, and I fucking love it. But this is a solid 5. When was Straight Pride Discourse? Was that last year or like 2017? I don't fucking remember.
That was 2017.
That was okay. Jesus, that seems like yeah. No, he's bottom of the barrel is where I'm putting him.
Okay. Dennis?
Hell to the yeah.
I'm gonna say, okay, so he gets really into it and like really starts attacking Johnny Weir, who I honestly find kind of exhausting. But it says in here, Rainick said that he had also, I believe we've now pronounced his name 5 different ways. But Rainick said that he also told Flood, who I'm assuming is one of these Barstool guys, that Weir used colorful commentary about skaters' body parts during the 2018 Olympics. Flood allegedly responded that Weir is gay and can say whatever. And to be fair, yeah, there is an issue with gay men just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just using whatever sort of language they want when specifically talking about women's bodies. Mm-hmm. That's something gross and bad, and gay people need to be better about that. But I'm going to go ahead and say that this is maybe... This just does seem a little out of place. I'm going to put this at a 5 just because this is like this to say that this is anti-straight discrimination. That is so 2017.
Gotcha.
I would I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say 3, because this is like the third Barstool Sports thing that is taking culture war from the Nick Fuentes followers and pushing it to these older, like 40 to 50-year-old, like more likely to be QAnoners, but now they're starting to like the culture war is filtering to them, and Barstool is like platforming it, and they're continually doing so. And the more times it happens, the worse it gets in my mind, because it's like, how long until... I mean, obviously this is just contributing to the mask-offness of capitalism, and that makes it even like worse, right? This is filtering, or this is allowing people, giving them a pipeline even to just pushing this stuff out into acceptable mainstream visibility.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, it just fucking sucks. Every product Barstool's ever put out is horse shit. Pipeline, though, is an interesting way to put it, specifically because, in kind of the idea of the human centipede that is right-wing meme culture and right-wing culture as a whole, boomers really are on the tail end of it. So I just can't wait to see fucking, like, one of those auto-generated shirts, like, my wife bought me this shirt, and I'm a forklift operator, and Pepe the Frog is my best friend, and I was born in July, and yeah, that's gonna be the day I think I finally do it. Do what you ask? I'm not gonna have that recorded on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Leah, how do you rank this?
I'm gonna go with 3. I think because I know putting it at 3 means that like I think it's probably a little bit weirder than like the other 2 stories that like I ranked at 4 and 5 or whatever. And like in some ways I think it is genuinely weirder, but then like in other ways I'm putting it there because it just seems like it deserves a middle of the pack kind of number, like a fucking 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so middle of the road.
Yeah.
You have to put it in the middle.
Yeah, it's just
the
weird
ranking.
enough to be weirder than 4 and 5, but like it's still just so like, oh my god, like eye roll. You know what I mean? So we're giving it a 3. Yeah.
By the way, we certainly should be discriminating against straight people.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
had it too good for too long.
100%.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I feel very comfortable knowing that straight people are going to stay on top for probably at least this generation or so. So it'll be my kids' problem, but who knows, like, what aspect of gender they'll explore of their own choosing. Gotta hope for the best here. The number 2, or rather, I guess, number 4, depending on how we want to look at the stories here, is a story coming out of Australia. Teens are dressing up as mask-wearing grandmas to try and score alcohol. They're disguising themselves as elderly folks wearing face masks to then try and buy stuff without IDs. And apparently it kind of works. Like, they're bringing walkers out there and old people's shoes all the way through. Mad respect. The only problem is that they're choosing to, like, buy things like wine instead, which is just...
Wine's a lot bigger in Australia. Like, instead of doing keggers, they
Slap the bag.
puncture...
Mate.
Yeah, they puncture the bladders of
They're
boxed wine.
goon bags.
Yeah, goons. That's what they're called. It's so weird to me that, that is the college drink of choice.
God, I love Australia. What an advanced culture.
Continent of prisoners is what they are. That and an almost eradicated indigenous people. So
Yep. So all that said, as the podcast resident boxed wine expert, I'm gonna put this at a 2 actually, because it's weird as hell.
Why doesn't Mike Tyson have his own line of boxed wine? It makes so much sense.
Well, because I mean, if Mike Tyson slaps the bag, it just explodes. So.
Oh my God! Can you see that commercial though, where he's just using it like a training bag, and then just oh my God!
It does one of those
beautiful.
cool cuts. It does one of those cool like wipe cuts where it's him punching the bag, the training bag, and then it's him at a party slapping the bag as hard as he can and exploding it onto all the hot women that love his box
Yes,
wine.
all of his hot coworkers, NBC Sports.
Yeah, boobs and ass everywhere. Anyway, no, I was thinking it's more like one of those like, haha, this is really funny ads from like the early 2010s, right? Where, it's like a party and it's like, hey, Mike, it's your turn. Slap the bag, mate, or whatever. And, he smacks it and just fucking explodes. Anyway, I'm going to rank this pretty high because it's weird, because it's absolute Looney Tunes shit, but it makes sense. But also... Isn't the drinking age in Australia like fucking 8 anyway? So I don't understand the... Anyway, that's my take. If y'all want to pick it up from here.
What number did you give it?
A solid 2. A solid 2.
Okay. And the answer is 18. So these are 13 to 17-year-olds going out and getting alcohol.
The Australian version of Superbad's way better.
Because it takes place in the middle school?
No, because you're dressing up as being fucking 90 years old.
I also am going to give it a 2 because I do think that it's like delightfully weird. There's a certain very, very fun, delightful like thing about it, but it is missing one thing that I think would put it at the top, and that is if they were dressing up as old people specifically to buy the racist beer. I think that would just like really tie the whole story together and make it kind of feel more like we were living in the Matrix that we are, so
Yeah, just some synergy.
I have to just, I'm sorry, dock it a point for, not including that. So, but, a very respectable too, still.
Wow.
Well, that certainly works. Zach, Dennis?
So I was going to give this a 3 because teenagers drinking alcohol and potentially developing alcoholism at an earlier age is just like really funny to me.
I mean, just right up there with, like abusing sharks for entertainment, I would assume.
Right. I was going to go ahead and give this a 3, but then in one of these TikTok videos, they are actually applying prosthetics to themselves.
Oh, yeah. They're going all out
they have
with
like,
this.
they're fully like in drag. So I'm like, well, old lady drag is not a drag that is often looked over, and I feel like these young children are celebrating it. These are the legendary children of the future, to steal a line from Paris is Burning. And so I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 2, just because it's a little delightful because of the prosthetics.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Zach.
Well, I'm also gonna put this at like a 2. Like, this is like high effort to just burn time in quarantine. Like, I know plenty of us are also just drinking a shitload of alcohol in quarantine, but that's because we can just go out and buy it ourselves, or you can have it delivered to your door by mail, and also they don't check your ID there. So, but if you're doing this not only as a TikTok trend or internet clout, but also because you desperately have nothing better to do than go get some wine for your weekend for hanging out with the 2 people that you get to hang out with in quarantine.
Throwing some shrimp on the barbie.
Like, this is
very timely reference.
This is great. This is fantastic. I don't think alcohol is terrible as like a recreational substance that is pretty widely known and abused across a lot of the world, but these 15-year-olds are already getting alcohol from their parents' stash or being given a beer at the barbecue. It's not
the Barbie.
I
can't stress that enough.
Yeah, at least they aren't doing this to go get, God forbid, weed.
Yeah, that would be really fucked up.
Yeah, that would just be...
Yeah, because then they're just going to develop schizophrenia at an earlier age.
Just imagining like a very... First of all, like, hasn't hit their growth spurt yet. So, like, fucking, like a 5'2" old man in a Rick and Morty shirt buying weed.
Also, you could just say, like, on the long enough timeline, a man who goes from 5'2", hits the growth spurt, will eventually shrink down back to 5'2".
Very true.
The Benjamin Button of weed. God.
It could work.
God, I can't wait until I'm only 5 foot. I'm almost there.
Yeah, once you hit your growth spurt, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I hit my growth spurt.
From 3, Jesus. So that takes us then to the last story I wanted us to talk about. That is a cockfighting band in Louisiana violates religious rights, Livingston pastor's lawsuit says, which is just, a hell of a title. So to give a little bit more detail, in a federal lawsuit filed earlier this year, a man who identifies himself as the pastor of, quote, Holy Fights Ministries sues Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office and District Attorney over a state ban on cockfighting.
Livingston Parish is directly east of Baton Rouge, and this is absolutely...
Is that north or south of St. Louis?
Well, you see, it is in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and this is like absolutely thick country out in this area.
It's definitely deep. This is the dirty south, if I'm not mistaken.
This is 100% like, I expect that every church in this area has a cockfighting ring.
Yeah, these are just the guys that got caught.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
I'm going to say, especially if they're Catholic out there, which I assume a lot of them are.
My favorite thing, by the way, is that the lawsuit cites scriptures that detail humans having, quote, dominion over animals. It further argues that cockfighting within the church won't spill out into a public issue, citing the religious exemption given to peyote users.
I was literally just going to say that. Like, I was like, are they going to bring up the fact that the American Indian Church uses peyote? And yes, they do.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to give this a 2. This is a fucking Trailer Park Boys plotline. It kind of rings a little bit too of like It's Always Sunny, but like, you know what I mean? It's one of those fucking shows where it's like, oh, here, what crazy scheme are they going to get up to this week? And this is that. This is just
To be fair, Louisiana only outlawed cockfighting in 2007.
Damn.
So,
Is that also when they brought the drinking age back up to 21 instead of 15, 16?
This is Louisiana Letterkenny, and for that it gets a 2.
Oh shit! Apparently, people were using a legal loophole to where then it really only like got banned in 2014.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I'm also gonna go with 2 here. I think like the lawsuit says that the bond for the chicken fighting is higher than the bond some persons charged with the felonies of attempted murder and/or pornography with a juvenile have been given in Livingston Parish. So I gotta say, like, this is pretty, like, this is important too, like, these Catholics are just afraid of, how are they going to justify cockfighting as an alternative to molesting small boys if the bail is higher for cockfighting?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that is interesting. The lawsuit says the bond was $375,000. The sheriff's office spokesperson says the bond was $50,000. So
Yeah, clearly
Yeah.
just one of those like up to
Oh
350.
my God, Louisiana, get your shit together.
What really inspires me though is the idea of taking all of these chickens and putting them into good homes before we butcher them and then decide to turn them into food. And then former cockfighting chickens that get turned into food will come at the hands of the Mike Tyson Company.
It all comes together.
Mike Tyson Foods. There we go. See? It's all coming
man.
together.
Yeah, you're just gonna have like really gamey, like muscular chicken. It's gonna be delicious.
I love Mike Tyson Foods.
Yeah. How's it taste? Like spite. That's how it tastes.
I don't know. This is again just like this is upsetting to me as like a vegan and as someone who like really likes chickens. Like they're very cute.
They're
animals.
cute. They're adorable, yeah.
Yeah. I grew up around a lot of chickens. I you know what? The like bringing in, if it was anything other than just a religious violation, I would put this at a 2, but I think that is just like it is very supremely a 2020 story. I'm gonna give this one the 1.
All right.
Wow.
Wow, crowning
There we
it.
go.
I second that. Yeah, I think this one takes the cake. I think this is the one for me too.
But is it actually cake or is it something else?
Ooh.
No, God, shut up.
I thought you said this episode was supposed to be timeless and not, a very specific meme from the middle of 2020. I'm sure fucking things not being what they are will come up again. People brought back the fucking cum burger with all this cake discourse. So y'all remember the cum burger?
Yeah. I'm trying to
Do I
forget the
ever?
cum burger is my problem.
Yeah.
I did forget the cum burger until
Yeah,
just
I had
now.
forgotten the cum burger as well until I saw somebody cutting into a burger full of grody cheese and it busting all over my fucking timeline. So,
I also forgot about the cum burger, but that's just because we've all been locked up in COVID and we're not really allowed to do that with social distancing.
I just want to grill for God's sake. Yeah.
That was very good, Dennis.
All right. So all these together, though.
We have to choose a winner out of all these?
Yeah, exactly. What do you guys feel like then is the weirdest story?
I mean, I feel
A lot of alcohol and animal abuse. Are you all right, Kelton?
well,
These-
again, I told you about my Jello shot problem.
Right,
so
right.
Maybe something kind of ties into the other here, but that's not what the Friday feature is all about.
Yeah, I remember sitting and watching my dad, such a terrible alcoholic, but every day he would just start a pot of Jello going, and that was how you knew.
Oh, Dad's in the Jello again.
Oh no! See, this is like a party pack size, so it was something like 148 pre-made giant Jello shots that were listed at like 21 or 23% alcohol for each one, and just fucking popping those because they taste like nothing. Oh boy, those are.
That reminds me of when I used to work at a restaurant that was like right on. This was in Dallas, and it was right on Dallas's big St. Patty's Day parade route. We would make a shitload of Jello shots to sell throughout the day, but by like fucking 2:00, 3:00, everybody's already just done.
Mm-hmm.
So we would just take shifts of going into the walk-in, killing like 3 Jello shots, and coming back out. God, food service, great shit, great industry. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to put dressing up as old people to buy booze as that's the winner here, in my opinion.
Okay.
Everything else is still pretty out there, but I think this is just too fucking Looney Tunes, like I said earlier.
Gotcha. What about the rest of y'all?
I mean, I also like the TikTok trend of old people dressing up to get alcohol. That's just very. It is a pleasure to scroll my timeline and run across these.
Perfect.
I'm trying to think, like, is the TikTok trend the best story? I don't think so. But is it the most 2020 story? Absolutely. So I'm still gonna go with the cockfighting because this is again just another weird like culture war thing that is just can only happen in America.
God, no, that's the fucking angle they have to go, right? Like, if they can like turn it into a right-wing grift of we're having our religious rights trampled, not by people who like, hey, cockfighting's illegal, but make it like the fucking liberals want to take away your cock. There you go. That's exactly the way to go. Okay, we got to get in touch with this fucking church and see if we can finagle some sort of brand strategy consultancy. Like, let's on the phone right now.
I mean,
Yeah, I just want to take note and like see how many of my like shitty hobbies and qualities I can really grift and make into a religious freedom issue. It's really this story is actually inspiring to me. Like, it's one of those that like really gets your brain going in terms of like, oh, how many directions can this go in? And I'm feeling inspired by this. That's why it takes a cake for me.
here's my only question.
That's right. The vegans got to stick together.
Does it make it better or worse for anyone listening at home if I may have found their actual Facebook page and they are legitimate true believers when it comes to cockfighting being an important part? This isn't just some like fallback belief to justify why you got caught.
That's great. Yeah, no, it's every
Wait, it's called the Holy Fight Ministries.
Yeah. And what's their logo, Zach? Want to describe to people what that is?
It is a chicken. It looks like it's like an embroidered chicken embroidered on something.
Nice.
Yep.
I mean, people like Protestants always say Catholics worship the devil because they're always praying to like statues and paintings and stuff. This is literally an idol.
What I hate to break it to you, but I think Catholicism's probably not quite ruled out from these people's belief system here, Dennis.
Parts of Catholicism, very specific parts of Catholicism.
That's another fond trend of Louisiana subculture is cherry picking some stuff here.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely some Opus Dei sort of feeling when it comes to this church.
Okay, so who's left to give their opinions? No one?
That's it.
Yeah.
No one.
Wow.
That was it. I think. Do we declare it as a
We're
winner?
split between the
I mean,
TikTok guys.
as with most things, the guest has a voting power of 1.1.
Oh.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
On the right side of history, yet again, there, Dennis. Congratulations to you.
What I'm saying is that animal abuse is worse than teens poisoning their brains with alcohol.
Oh, way to put it that way. Yeah, I guess Zach and Bo just don't care that much about animals and chickens.
Or about teens, really. We want them to.
Yeah, fuck them kids. Australia's not real. We all know this.
That's I guess the main takeaway to remember too is that's why it's not the real winner, is because this is all just actually a bunch of actors. So this is a manufactured story from a fake place. My God. Well, okay, this has been a hell of an episode again because this don't quite know exactly when it's coming out. So we get to do a cool thing about plugs. Give the most generalized plugs you possibly can. I'm going to throw it to Bo first.
Follow our Twitter at Dolphin Garage. Hopefully that hasn't changed. When you find this, in a fucking flash drive in the ruins of a bombed out building in 2032 or August, depending on how the rest of 2020 goes, who fucking knows? I don't fucking know. Who's using flash drives to fucking transport their podcasts? I don't know. Anyway, at Dolphin Garage on Twitter.
Just laughing at the idea of a bombed out apocalypse, and there's someone just chuckling, being like, yeah, still a classic joke. Still holds up.
Yeah, a half human, half dolphin mutant listening to us like, these guys really get me.
Can't believe they didn't consider cockfighting a bigger issue then. Man, what a simpler time.
Well, the chickens weren't, 12 feet tall, like they are, in 2030, whatever.
Very different game that would exist there. So, Dennis, what about you? What's happening in the most general sense?
Make sure to check out our YouTube, youtube.com/psychedolphingarage. You could also check out my personal YouTube, youtube.com/Dennis Ricardo. I have some controversial videos up apparently, so go watch the one about the vegan cult of Qinghai. And just add to the discourse there because it's fun. I love seeing all the people telling me that I need to find God and also I need to be vegan. And Well, at least one of those things is already true. So
Congratulations on
great.
your conversion.
I wonder where they stand on the cockfighting thing.
I'm almost certain Qinghai's followers are very much against the cockfighting thing, but they are very much in favor of anti-vax, and they're really conservative, so probably against masks.
Sound like a really normal group of folks.
Yeah, I should look into that. A redo of this cult one of these days.
Where are they now? All dead. Oh God. Okay. Okay. So, Leah, what about you? What's going on? What's happening?
I'm on Twitter and nothing else. I'm on Twitter at Leatrice. You can see me, I guess metaphorically, like pick at scabs and just generally shit posts on there. So it's just like, follow me at Leatrice.
That means she's picking on people who decide to break ranks with their union.
Yes, exactly.
Obviously,
exactly.
yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And to close things out here, Zach, buddy, what's going on?
As always, we have streams on Tuesday and Friday. Be sure and check those out. And check out our bonus episode. This is the bonus episode on Friday, so never mind. You did check out the bonus episode on Friday. Now check out our streams.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Thank you, by the way, for making it all the way through here. So I guess until next time in the near distant future, or if we're able to backlog this properly in the not so recent past, we love you.